Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the work session for April 13th, 2026. Ask everybody to please silence their cell phones. If everybody could please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just rise for a moment of silent reflection, please. Thank you very much. So the public hearing for local law 2-2026, local law modifying chapter 360 of the Town of Lewiston zoning code. Bridget, can you read that?
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the Town of Lewiston, Niagara County, New York, on the 13th day of April 2026, commencing at 6:00 p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Birch Road, Lewiston, New York, on the adoption of local law number 2 of 2026, and local law modifying chapter 360, Town of Lewiston zoning code. Said law is intended to update current town code to clarify and or modify the Town of Lewiston zoning code to be in line with town procedure and to authorize or restrict various parameters of future applications as they may be received and processed by the Town of Lewiston Building Department. The complete text of said law is on file at the office of the town clerk and is available for review by any interested party during business hours. At such public hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I have Andrew Davis, 5300 Town Line Road, Sandwich.
Good evening. I fully agree with this whole modification for the town code with respect to zoning. People move into the neighborhood, think they can do anything and not obey the rules of the town code. And this has been long overdue, so it brings the town of Lewiston up into the 21st century. Everything you guys are doing to change it helps the neighborhood to stay nice and safe, quiet, residential, farmland, everything you've addressed. I approve it. Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle King.
Good evening, members of the town board. Thanks for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Kyle King. I'm a farmer and resident of this town. I'm here to oppose the newly proposed local law and to speak not only for my own farm, but every farm in the town whose livelihood and future are at stake. Agriculture is the backbone of this community. It contributes to the rural character that defines Lewiston. It provides employment opportunities. It anchors our local economy. Our farms are not just businesses. They're family traditions, community gathering places, and a way of life that generations before us fought to protect. I want to be direct. This proposed law would pile new rules and red tape on our farms, including agritourism and farm markets, without any real proof that public health or safety are at risk. It just says it's bringing things in line with town procedure. It gives no real reason why these restrictions are needed. That's not good enough when our farms' futures are on the line. Here's what New York State law says. Under ag and markets law, local governments cannot unreasonably restrict farm operations in agricultural districts unless there is a real threat to public health and safety. It's not a suggestion, it's the law. On top of that, New York State law specifically recognizes agritourism, things like farm tours, pumpkin patches, corn mazes, and farm markets as a protected farming activity. The bottom line is simple. Agritourism is farming, and farming is protected. Even the State Department of Agriculture and Markets has said that farms in agricultural districts should generally not have to go through site plan review or get special permits to farm their land. They have also warned of these things. These kinds of fees and paperwork can be especially harmful to smaller and newer farm operations. This proposed law is exactly what the state says towns cannot do. It targets farms for more regulation without showing any real safety problem that needs to be fixed. Now let me talk about what the law would actually mean for our community. Agritourism is not a luxury, it is how farms survive. Without it, small farms will not survive. Our farms create jobs, kids get a chance to learn where their food comes from, and offer affordability family fun. They draw visitors who spend money not only to the farm, but at the town's restaurants, gas stations, shops. Our farms host school field trips, charity events, and community gatherings that bring this town together. This law puts all that at risk. Even our own Niagara County right to farm law says that farmland is irreplaceable and farming is essential. Its whole purpose is to preserve our rural way of life and let farmers work without unreasonable interference. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm asking the board to follow the law. If there are real safety concerns, let us work on them together, not through a sweeping law that hurts every farmer in this town. I urge the board to reject this proposed law, support your farmers, support the families who depend on them, and support the community that agriculture has built in the town of Lewiston.
Thank you. Okay. That is it. That's all that's signed up for the public hearing. I'd ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, and public hearing for local law 3-2026.
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Lewiston, Niagara County, New York, on the 13th day of April, 2026, commencing at 6:00 p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Ridge Road, Lewiston, New York, on the adoption of local law 3 of 2026, Town of Lewiston Data Center, Artificial Intelligence Facility, and Cryptocurrency Mining Moratorium Law of 2026. Said law is intended to provide time for the Town Board of Town of Lewiston to research and adopt new laws to more efficiently regulate applications for such uses within the Town of Lewiston. The complete text of said law is on file at the office of the Town Clerk and is available for review by any interested person during business hours. At such public hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard.
Thank you very much. And Kyle King, you signed up for this one as well?
No, that was good.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Nobody else signed up for the public hearing. Is there anybody that wishes to talk about the moratorium? Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Agenda approval. Does anybody need to modify the agenda?
I do, Mr. Supervisor.
Yes.
There was, and I believe this may be the law that Mr. King was referring to, the agritourism law that was going to be introduced today. I'd like to take that off.
Hold on a second. Is that true? You were addressing a local law for the zoning code. Was that what you were referring to?
I was referring to the laws that are being changed in regards to farming.
Which wouldn't be the zoning code, correct? Okay. Because you spoke on the zoning code changes.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that
It's confusing. It's
Yeah, it is
confusing.
confusing. It's
There are three laws that are kind of in limbo right now. The first one changes height variances and things like that for zoning and the zoning code. And just as he was speaking, I almost just get into it that he was talking about the other law that has not been introduced yet. That law, I would like to pull it from the agenda today. I've had conversations with Wendell Engineers, who is doing our comprehensive plan, and they had some ideas that they'd like to kind of share and put into the mix before we introduce it.
Okay.
And that's on my agenda, on the supervisor's agenda.
Okay.
I'd also like to add the still bid opening from today for projects.
Yeah, you know what?
This
I
department.
talked to the building department. They want to have a chance to go over the bids and wait 2 weeks. So we're going to table that. So thank you. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. I'm sorry. We got called by 4 o'clock. Okay, anybody else need to modify the agenda? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as modified?
A motion to approve as modified.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the meeting minutes from the March 9th work session.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, 1 abstention.
I'm gonna abstain as well.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the meeting minutes for the regular town board meeting on March 23rd.
I reviewed them, Mr. Supervisor, I make the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Abstract of claims, councilman.
I reviewed the invoices for the period of March 2026. I'd like to commend the town hall staff. It was very organized and detailed and easy to follow along. I didn't find any errors, so I'd like to make a motion of approving the abstract of claims 26,00743 through 26,00971 and recommend payment in the amount of $828,166.47. Plus a post audit in the amount of $43,615.48.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Department head statements. Bridget from the clerk's office.
Yes. For the Board of Assessment Review, Thomas Deal is no longer going to be part of the Board of Assessment Review. Carl Frankovich is going to be taking over his term, so he's no longer going to be an alternative. He's now going to be on the board.
So we need to appoint him.
Yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to appoint Carl Frankovich to the Board of Assessment Review?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Do we have an alternate for Carol's position?
At this time, I don't believe we do.
Okay.
So, let's approve Carl and let's kind of let everybody know we need an alternate.
Okay.
So, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And if anybody is interested in getting on the review board, please contact Nick Bucco, our town assessor. Thank you. Anything else, Bridget?
No, that's all.
Chief?
Nothing.
Tim?
Yeah, just so everybody's aware, there was some questions last meeting whenever we introduced the modifications to the zoning law, whether or not we were prematurely doing that. It could be in conflict with the comprehensive plan. But these were items that Wendell actually put forward for us, so they have no impact on the comprehensive plan. It's, the zoning board has come to us for over a year and said we need to change the height, limits in the town of Lewiston because we've gotten so many variances that 18 feet wasn't working. So that was one of the major changes. And then we fixed some conflicts in the noise ordinance. We fixed a typo in the Riverfront Overlay District where it said opaque and non-opaque and different things like that. So time limit on the building permit if there's no activity. But this has no impact on the comprehensive plan committee and it did come from Wendell.
Yeah. And explain when somebody would come in and ask for a height requirement, the process, it would cost.
It would cost $150. So I said they wanted to go 22 feet, which, you know, a lot of people want to go 22 or 24 feet because they have a camper or whatever. And I'd have to send them for a variance. It would cost them $150. Then they have to fill out a seeker form, the height. And then we got to pay the zoning board, 5-member board. You know, it was just a big fiasco. And
they always got approved.
It always got approved.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So you're looking for a motion tonight to approve that local law?
This has been about 3 years in the making, so.
Okay. I would ask for a motion for local law 2 of 2026, a local law modifying chapter 360 of the town of Lewiston zoning code.
I'm gonna make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, and I think we have to do a roll call.
Sarah Wexler,
Yes.
Rob Moreno,
Yes.
Jason Myers,
Yes.
William Byrd,
Yes.
Supervisor Broderick.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Okay, moving along. Jackie, you're on the agenda. Bill Conrad, anything?
No, nothing.
Mike Weiss, I know you had something.
We're just kind of getting into our summer routine here, getting ready to do some paving once we get our bid book in. We're not looking until like 21st or 22nd. So as soon as that comes in, I'll have a list of roads that we're gonna be working on for you. We can't do anything until we get it, because we don't know how much blacktop is gonna cost us at this point. We've been in contact with Chief Salata about some issues going on at the end of Model City and Swan Road intersection there. Cars have been going through the stop sign, ending up in the residents' lawns there, worried about safety. So we did get a quote from Pavilion Drainage for putting a guardrail up there. I'm looking to get approval to install that guardrail there at the cost of $7,670.20.
Are they the only company that can do it?
They are. They're the only ones that are anywhere near here that'll do that kind of work.
Okay.
We've used them before, so.
We haven't spoken about it, but if it is a sole source,
Okay.
we can go up forward on that
What
basis.
was the dollar amount again? I'm sorry.
Sorry. $7,670.20.
And you spoke with Jackie about that?
I did speak with Jackie about this.
I recommended H97 for this.
Okay. So what we need is a motion to install a guardrail at the intersection of Swan and Model City on Swan on the north side of the road in the amount of $7,670.20.
Mr. Supervisor, can I just ask one quick question? I mean, do they work for the DOT? Is that how do they?
They're a professional company. That's what they do drainage and guardrails. It's like it's part of their company. They do work for the DOT as well.
I'm just wondering whether the DOT has somebody. I didn't realize that there was only one person. That's all.
Yeah, there's other companies out there, but they're nowhere near here.
Okay.
Okay.
And if that's, in your opinion, is that's going to impact the price where it wouldn't be any cheaper than the price you got?
Okay.
Very good.
So can I get a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second for that? We have a motion and a second. Anybody have any questions?
Yes, I just have a couple of questions. Does that include the signage? As far as, I'm assuming that there's gonna be a big triangle that's reflective on that guardrail?
They put the reflectors on it, and so the quote was for the guardrail at 60 linear feet, box beam end pieces, so it'll have end pieces with the reflectors on it, so like when you're coming down Swat Road, you'll see it from that side. And then they'll have delineator snow plow markers on that guardrail as well, and they'll put reflective tape down the front of that guardrail.
Okay, and then how far is it gonna be offset from the road?
It's like maybe 10 feet.
Okay,
So it's not right up on the road, but it's in between, because we have telephone poles and water line to deal with there.
okay, all right, so I'm just thinking for the fact that it gives people a little bit of leeway, like before they
Yes.
hit the guardrail.
Yes.
So, that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then we're also, just so everybody knows, that we're also gonna put a, cross traffic does not stop on that stop sign there as well.
okay, good, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Anybody else have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
We don't need the supervisor to sign. For payment.
I don't believe so. It's not a contract. It's
Yeah.
just you've got the
Yeah, it'll be
contract already.
Okay.
So he can take care of it through his department.
Anything, Marty?
Yeah, we're gonna be, as soon as we get the rain to stop, we're gonna start our spring cleanup and all the water breaks, rough grading, landscaping, building, electronic.
Okay. Jeff Ritter, anything?
Yes, with the help of the highway department, we're going to start the Morgan Relief Sewer on, May 4th. Weather permitting,
Basically, it's 1,200 feet, correct?
yes,
It's gonna run on the west side of Blue Drive?
yes,
Okay.
down to Dutton.
Bob, anything?
All properties, Supervisor.
Melinda?
Things are good at the senior center. I just want to thank all the other departments that helped us out. Highway had, Mike had somebody come and sweep up the stones in the driveway, and Jeff, of course, is our they always have people over helping. But we do have our seasonal person back, and we have our garden club volunteer Ruth, who also does a wonderful job. So it's a whole big committee effort keeping the senior center looking good. So thank you, everyone. We're busy, busy, busy there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to all pending business, we have none. New business, we have none. Under my liaison report, local law 2-2026, we already, I believe, took care of. Local law 3-2026. Can I get a motion?
I will make the motion.
I'll second it. We have a motion and a second, and I believe we need another roll call.
Councilman Whitehead,
Yes.
Councilman Moreo,
Yes.
Councilman Myers,
Yes.
Councilman Byrd,
Yes.
Supervisor Broderick,
Yes.
5 carried.
Okay, thank you very much. I sent everybody a copy of the Niagara River Greenway application that we'd like to submit for our 2 Lewiston pickleball courts that we want to install. I know there were some questions. The village approved at their last week's board meeting. The village approved the use of the plateau at the far west end to put the pickleball courts in. I know there was some concern from Newport Little League Football. We had a meeting today at 4 o'clock. It was all hashed out. They were in favor of the project, and we made some changes, some minor changes to it, where it was going to be located. It was a productive meeting, and I look forward to working with the Newport football program to make that plateau area work. We're going to just clean up some area too, to give them a little bit more property to use in cooperation with the village, because it's the village property. I already talked to Mike Weiss about it. So what I would ask is approval of the Niagara River Greenway Lewiston pickleball project that will be presented at the May 13th Greenway meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Anybody have any questions?
I got discussion. I want to thank the supervisor for taking on this project and getting it to move forward. It's going to highly be used, I think, down here. And anything for the residents to have something to do. I'm all for it, especially in the parks.
Yeah. And it's a perfect location. It is an absolute, there are 2 locations that are perfect. We made full support of Lewiston 2 Fire Hall for the park, and they're looking forward to it as well. So with that, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Supervisor?
Yeah.
Can we state for the record, clarifying where those funds are coming from?
Greenway funds.
Right.
Yeah, Lewiston Greenway. Yep. Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Awesome. Okay, so we have work that needs to be due for cabling, switches, and fiber to update the Ethernet infrastructure for all the home installations, I believe, that we just did. We have a total quote here, and Jackie, you're familiar with it, correct? I know you talking a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct, basically to upgrade at the sewer plant mostly, correct?
There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations throughout the town.
Yeah, the majority of it was at the sewer plant.
Majority of it is at the sewer plant. They need switches, cabling, and fiber.
Yeah. So, we need a motion to approve a total of $25,666.25 out of our H97 funds for network services to complete those upgrades.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
No, I'm just going to make an assumption that we're upgrading because we need it, because all of our computers and phones and whatnot need that extra ability
Yes.
of ours to be able to be functional.
I think the biggest problem is between the senior center and I think the wastewater treatment plant, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Jack, you want to touch base on our 2026-27 property and cyber insurance renewal? I know you worked hard on this.
Sure. We met with USI which is the broker for our property insurance. And our quotes came back extremely high due to our 5-year look back of claims and things that are affecting our record. We were not able to go with the exact apples to apples coverage because of the cost and what we've budgeted. But we reduced some of our deductibles.
Increase some of our.
Increased some of our deductibles, that's right, reducing the cost where it fits within what we budgeted for property insurance for 2025. And we look back at our claims and where the deductibles have increased, we don't expect any major losses in those areas by increasing those deductibles, if and when something would happen in those areas that were increased.
So this is an annual approval we do?
It is.
And went up, what, 37% with us even raising the deductibles? Isn't that what you started on?
Yeah.
And if we did raise the deductibles, it was going up 89%.
Correct.
So, I would ask for a motion to approve our USI property and cyber insurance renewal at a total of $503,492.04.
I'll second it.
No, you're making a
I'm making
motion.
a motion, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions for Jackie or?
Jackie, I do have, when we met with the insurance company, a lot of things affect us, accidents in the town, workers or lawsuits against the town affect it, and it all stays on our record for at least 5 years, correct? And that brings our, other companies look at it and think, no, we don't want nothing to do with it. So a lot of that has to do with everything that goes into it, but yeah. There's not much we can do with it.
Nope.
Yeah. So, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Supervisor, I'm not sure that there's a contract
Yeah,
attached to that.
I believe there is.
Second motion to authorize the sign.
I'll make the motion that the supervisor is authorized to sign the contract.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And also, we have, for a while, wanted to install generators at our senior center, our highway garage, and our town hall. The one at we actually have one at the our highway garage that's totally insufficient, was never installed properly in the first place years ago. And the electrical in the town garage needs to be updated and brought into code. So Gaines Electric, I reached out to Dave Gaines, the owner of Gaines Electrical. It would be a professional service for his company to provide engineering and stamp drawings for generators at those 3 locations, and to provide a written scope of work for Gaines Electric to walk through the town garage and make a complete list of all electrical work that needs to be completed, and that would be at a total price of $25,000. So I would ask for a motion to approve Gaines Electric at $25,000 from our H98 account.
I'll make that motion. Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Legal. Al?
A is off the agenda as per my prior request. The second item there is a 5-year capital plan policy, which I believe has been circulated amongst the board. Jackie and I have been working on this for some time in conjunction with our fund balance policy. I'm sure you know, but just for the record, our Treasurer Malecki, our accountants, had requested that the town have a formal fund balance policy that we look at and kind of abide by out the year, every year as we go through the budget. One of the concerns was because the town of Lewiston is in such a interesting situation given its incomes and expenses, we thought that it made much better sense for the finance office if each of the department heads came in with a 5-year plan, and she's headed that up, that is Jackie, and done a fantastic job bringing each of the department heads in to get where they want to be in 5 years, and their expenditures over 5 years. So the legacy cost, the cost of equipment in the highway department, the cars in the police department, all of that has been encompassed in this 5-year plan and will be updated every year. And then our fund balance policy will refer to that 5-year plan. So it's hand in glove, so to speak. And I think it'll leave the town in a much better fiscal situation moving forward as that kind of rolls out. So I believe it's up for your adoption. This, what you have in front of you, I believe, is that overarching conceptual plan. If you approve that, then it will dovetail into everything that Jackie does relative to the 5-year plan.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the 5-year capital plan policy with any discussion?
Motion to approve the policy.
I'll second that. With a motion and a second. Anybody have any questions for either Al or Jackie? I know everybody sat down as a liaison with their departments and went over a lot of the 5-year plan that we're working on. So I think everybody's somewhat familiar with it. So without any questions, I would ask. Go ahead.
I just have one question, just to clarify. Now, as I understand it, having this 5-year plan policy in effect, it allows us to kind of increase our savings in the fund balance. Is that correct? So that then we can look at the projects that are coming down for each department. So it allows us to kind of hold a little bit more back.
It could, yes. If you had a major plan coming up in 5 years, then you would start your savings process now, so you weren't hit in 1 year with that major expense.
Okay, and then this justifies to the state as far as why we are doing that action.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And if I could just say one last thing on top of that, is that the fund balance policy is effectively adopted so that the town is not sitting on excess money that it could otherwise not necessarily use as there's no tax, for example. So it justifies the money that the town has in where it's placed, whether it's sequestered or not, whether it's allocated to future expenses, etc. So it really kind of is a comprehensive look at what the finances are of the town in juxtaposed to that 5-year plan. So this is what we have on hand. And this is justified by the 5-year plan that Jackie's going up to every year. So it's not necessarily to increase savings, it's to justify the money that we're holding in our accounts.
Well, in reserve.
In
Just
reserve,
as far as
exactly.
It's looking for those future projects down the road.
And
So
then
it's-
directing how that money is spent
Yes,
moving forward.
okay, I just wanted that to be clarified for the community, so they understand what we're doing with that.
And it allows Jackie every year to sit on every department head and, you know, to
See where they're headed.
where the needs need.
Yep.
Yes.
And prioritize.
Wonderful, wonderful addition.
So with that, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then Al, RFQ for engineering services. You want to explain?
Certainly. Our bond company, and our bond company,
Municipal Solutions.
Municipal Solutions has asked that we put together an RFQ, and that's a request for qualifications for engineering, so that in the event that there are grants available to the town, many of these grants require that an RFQ has been posted and responded to. It's kind of as Amy Smith, Supervisor Secretary, indicated in her conversations with the powers that be, that it's almost like a checkbox. We have to have the RFQs, we need to know who is qualified, and based on that, we could apply for grants, and then obviously we'll have an engineer that is specialized for that particular type of project in our back pocket to utilize on that project. So if we could make that request today, if we get the board will adopt that, I think we put it out to publication, and then we get responses. We check that box figuratively, And then, if there are any grants available to us in the future, they'll,
We've already done the steps.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just, again, it's smart on one end, but it also
It's required.
facilitates, our next step in that process.
I know we submitted for a grant for sewer to Claudia Tinney, Congresswoman Claudia Tinney. We did not make the top 20 of that, but that would have been one of the steps we would have had to do anyway. So this is kind of getting ahead of the situation. So I would ask for a motion to request an RFQ for engineering services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering, anything, Tom?
Nope.
Finance, budget revisions, Jack.
Previously, I submitted budget revisions into your board packets, and tonight I ask for approval to process them.
I reviewed them with Jackie on Friday, and I make a motion to move forward as presented.
I'll second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Also,
Thank you.
municipal solutions.
Our two-year general financial services contract is up with Municipal Solutions. We utilize them for all of our borrowing and long-term bond transactions, as well as our SEC filing. And I ask for approval to have the supervisor sign the two-year contract, as well as approve the two-year contract. It's been reviewed with the attorney, and he approves the contract as well.
Can I get a motion for the municipal solutions 2-year general finance service contract renewal?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Councilman Byrd.
Mr. Supervisor,
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Make a motion there.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Councilman Byrd.
We have 3 new hires for Upper Mountain Fire Company. Make a motion to approve Jancia D. How do I spell that? Jesus. Ivan Rankin, Zaya Elliott to the Upper Mountain Fire Company.
That's a motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Welcome aboard to those 3 individuals.
I would also like to make a motion to approve 12 months of electricity bills for the village of Lewiston to come out of our H98 account. I'll make that.
You make the motion, I'll second.
So basically, what it is, Bill and I have been working with the village. Through the H98 fund for 1 year to pay, they have extremely high electric bills like everybody has. And we're gonna help them out for the year 2026 to pay their electric, which the H98 account can pay for electric costs. So we're able to do that, and I support this wholeheartedly. So basically, Bill's motion is for 1 year of electric bills for the year 2026. So, second. So we have a motion and a second. Any more questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I'd also like to make a motion to approve up to $80,000 out of the H98 account for the village to replace some deteriorating windows in their basement. They're the original windows. There's some historical preservation conditions that we have to abide with. It's going to be an expensive install. And it's to the point, kids are down there, it's a safety hazard, it's a security hazard, and they've been needed to be replaced for a long time. So there'd be 24 basement windows in the village hall.
Okay, so that's a motion.
Up to
$80,000.
Up to $80,000 out of the H98.
Can I get a second for the discussion? We have a second. So I talked to Bill, this is more than just a window replacement, correct? This is masonry, there's a lot more than just replacing the windows.
Yeah, it's an expensive
Yeah,
application.
yeah.
To pull those windows out and make them historically relevant with, they'll all be custom grid alignments and different configurations and safety class rating.
Okay.
They have not gone out to bid yet on
No.
their project?
No.
Okay, and
It's-
then, so I'm assuming that, whatever it is, say it's a $250,000 project, not that that's what it's going to be, we will only be responsible for that 80,000.
Or if they came back in this.
Okay, I just want to make sure that there's skin in the game.
Yes, yeah. So, so with that, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Councilman Moreno.
This highway put 3 pieces of equipment on Auctions International, and I'll go through them quick. They got the bids, and I talked to Mike Weiss. He'd like to accept them, get rid of them. One was a 13 Volvo MCT 125C skid steer. It did $16,900. We accepted that bid.
Let's do it individually.
Yeah. And the next one.
Is that a motion?
Oh, you want a motion?
Yeah.
That's a motion.
Second.
The motion to accept the bid of $16,900. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
The second one is a 97 John Deere 544G payloader. The bid was $17,600. I make the motion to accept that.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The last one is an 08 Ford F-350 utility truck. It brought $1,275. I make a motion. We accept that bid.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
I got a comment. Mr. Berg asked about how we're paying for the pickleball courts. We're using the Niagara River Greenway money, which is given to the town every year, just to upgrade our parks, waterfront. People get misconstrued, what I want to say is, it's used, we can fix streets with it, we can fix sewers with it. It's not to be used for that. We can't use it for that. We will get it turned down. So I just want to make that clear, and that's where the Niagara River Greenway money is being used.
Now, this is a perfect use for it, and it's in the Greenway focus area. So, Councilman Myers.
Correspondence again from the Sanford Historical Society. They have a regular meeting scheduled for Tuesday, April 28th at 7 p.m. at the Farm Museum. The speaker series, Life on the Erie Canal by Laura Zarnata. And we have a potluck supper at 6. And everyone's invited, it's free to the public. Donations are always accepted. That's all I have.
Okay. And Councilwoman White.
Yes, I have a resignation letter for the senior center, and it is with regret that I accept this letter. I'm just going to read you a little bit from it, dated March 24th, 2026. It's from Clara Hughes. I truly appreciate the opportunity, and I'm happy that I was able to help you with some things the past few months. I was very grateful to be part of the Lewiston group and really valued our time together, but I decided to fully embrace my retirement for now. And thank you so much, and I really appreciate that you thought of me when you needed help. Sincerely, Clara Hughes. So that is a motion to regretfully accept that resignation.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Also, I wanted to, this is just a public notice, notice of bid submission extension dated April 10th. The Town of Lewiston hereby notifies all prospective bidders that the deadline for submission of bids for the following project, Town of Lewiston Riverfront Park Men's and Women's Bathroom Project, original bid submission deadline was April 13th at 11 a.m., has been extended. Our new bid submission deadline is April 27th, 2026 at 11 a.m. This extension is being issued to allow additional time for bid preparation and to ensure all interested parties have a fair opportunity to respond. All other terms, conditions, specifications, and requirements of the original bid documents shall remain unchanged unless otherwise formally amended. Bids must be submitted in accordance with the instructions outlined in the original solicitation documents. Please direct any questions regarding this notice to Ed Zimmerman, our deputy building inspector. He's at 754-8213. What's Ed's extension?
243.
243. Extension 243.
Mr. Supervisor, I'd just like to note for the record that that was done last week prior to the bids becoming due. It was sent to the paper, placed on our website, and also on the signage out front.
Yes. Excellent.
And then lastly, I don't think that the town board did a motion to authorize you to sign any documentation relative to the sale of the highway department.
Oh, okay, yes.
If you, just to be safe, I know that the initial documentation indicates that we will sell what we're putting on Auctions International, but it would be safe if we just had a motion authorizing the supervisor to sign.
Sign all 3 contracts.
I'll make a motion.
Second. We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Privilege of the floor, public comment. We have Jeanette Hanson, 768 Fletcher Road.
Good evening, board members, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm speaking on behalf of my family, the Hanson family. We lost my father, Thomas Hanson, March 30th, 2026, because of a motor vehicle accident that occurred at the intersection of Model City Road and Swan Road. He was heading north on Model City, turning left southwest onto Swan Road, and he did not see a car coming. They hit him going 50 miles an hour, and he ended up going across the street where the guardrail will not be placed. In my opinion, the guardrail is great. It could also add to motor vehicle damage and or personal injury from being hit at 50 miles an hour and being slammed into the guardrail. My family would like to see the installation of a 3-way stop at that intersection and or a traffic study being done to see if that is feasible, and or the scrub brush that makes that intersection blind. And there's 2 cars that are parked funny there. They don't park parallel to the road, they park pulled in, but at the end, I don't know if you're all familiar.
On Swan.
On Swan, it makes it a very blind intersection.
Okay.
So we're asking for help.
Okay. Thank you.
Very sorry about your loss.
Yeah. Lori Hanson, do you want
Her mom.
Yes, you want to add to that?
She did a very good job, thank you.
Okay.
I trained her well, I guess.
Yeah. Tough time, I know.
We feel that possibly even reduce the speed limit on Swan. You know for sure that people don't drive 50 miles an hour down Swan. It's a raceway down Swan. Something needs to be done so that your family, anybody's family, this doesn't happen to.
I travel from Middleport now frequently to help my mom, and that's the way I would come. And I don't feel safe going that way right now. I have to travel a different route.
Thank you very much. Sorry for your loss. Kyle Mass, 1395 Swan Road.
I'm the resident that lives across the street where the accident happened. Like she said, if we could take down that hedgerow going west on Swan, and the 2 cars that park right at the edge of the road, you got to pull up so far, you're at the intersection. So we could look at the shrubbery that's sitting there and take it down, and maybe we can move those cars somehow up to the back driveway. The driveway's big enough back there. It goes from Swan and wraps all the way around onto Model City.
Okay.
And then cars just park there every day?
Yeah, they don't move. I'm like diagonal across from those cars. You got to pull so far forward in the intersection. But then, your nose is sticking right out.
Are they parked on private property or are they parked in the town right away?
In the town right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a look tomorrow.
It's literally, you can't miss them.
Well, I've traveled it a million times. It's just noticing it. I don't think I've ever noticed it.
And maybe the speed limit, reduced to 45 or something, in that little section.
Yeah. The guardrail was low hanging fruit, right? To change the speed limit, we just did it on Langdon Road. Required petitions of so many neighbors, then you had to send it to the county. The county had to send it to the state. The town can't set speed limits on town roads. We're not allowed to. The county can set speed limits on county roads, the town can't on town roads. So it's a whole process. We just did it on Langdon Road. So, I can follow up with you. I've got your phone number, so I know you left a message today. I can follow up with you and kind of tell you what the process is. It might be a little door to door.
I'm
Getting the
willing to
neighbors.
do
Yeah.
whatever I need to
Okay.
do to.
I know the intersection, what is it, maybe Porter Center, the next intersection up, that's a four-way stop.
Right.
Many, many years ago, a very good friend of my husband's co-worker was killed in that intersection. That was then a two-way stop. And that then became a four-way stop due to that accident.
Yeah.
It was a model city truck that hit a van and killed him instantly.
You mean a modern truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad was a volunteer firefighter here most of his life. When he was younger, he was a police chief. He was
Fire chief.
Fire chief. It was currently the exempt vice president, and he was an EMT, and he kept people safe. So I just want to keep people safe.
I didn't know your father, but I went to a meeting at the Red Brick the night of the wake, and I was like, wow, the cars, so he obviously was a well-liked individual. 'Cause I thought people were at the meeting like 2 hours earlier, and I was like, holy cow, and then they told me it was your dad that hit the wake, so, yeah. But, yeah, we'll definitely look into it, and,
If we just get rid of that shrubbery,
yeah,
you know, because when it grows in, you can't,
yeah,
you pull so far. You know, I see it every day.
yeah.
I hear the skids, I hear the beeps.
And
I got a
shortly,
5-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
plays out front.
shortly after Tom's accident, I think it was with
9 days after.
Yeah, we definitely was another day. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, upcoming board commission meetings, historic preservation, April 14th at 5:45 PM. Zoning board is May 14th, 2026 at 6 PM. The planning board for April 16th has been canceled, and our next town board meeting is April 27th at 6 PM. So with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion? Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you very much, everybody.
You do this a lot for sure.